Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Railgan and Aiden on Dusk Towers. In the bottom side of the map, we have the red Zerg player. It is Railgan, representing Romandy Gaming. And in the top side of the map, we have the blue Protoss player. It is Aiden, representing MMVOD. Not sure who that is, but he's a GM level, so I assume that is a pretty excellent clan. Alright, so PvZ from Railgan, and let's get right on into it. Alright, having a hard time finding PvZs lately. If you have any GM level PvZs, go ahead and send it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. Just label them GM PvZ, and I will be eternally grateful. Holy smokes, a Forge First! Oh, a Forge First from Aiden. I did not expect this at all, and here comes the probe. And here's Railgan, and is he gonna, he looks like he's saving up for a hatch first, and he is. There's the hatch first. Alright, what is this probe up to? Are we going to see our first attempt by a probe to cannon out a Zerg in Legacy of the Void? This might be the very first time I ever see this attempted. Aiden's thinking about it. There it is. There it is. Okay, so this is, I mean, we did see this from Crud. Who was it? It was a laser versus... we did see this. Fairly similar to this anyway at the front here. Not really at the back, but it was at the front. A cannon rush attempted. And actually stealing gas, too, here is Aiden. Aiden is actually doing a lot of stuff here that is fairly expensive. And here come the cannon and a gateway. Aiden is absolutely committing here. Bam! Cancels the hatch. Drone heading on out to see what the heck is going on at Aiden's base. Gonna scout that. And the cancel. Aiden with the cannon gateway cancel. He needs the money back home to like protect against this drone, I guess. I don't know what that's all about. But Aiden is being super harassing here, throwing up another pylon back at his potential base. Oh, he scouted this one out too. Another cannon on the way. Aiden is absolutely interested in killing Railgun here in the first 3 minutes or so, and I'm not sure it's actually going to happen. He's trying to make it work. Nexus on Aiden. Aiden is going Forge, Pylon, Cannon, Assimilator, Nexus at this point. Assimilator being down here, mind you, not up here in his main base, which... Holy cow, Aiden is feeling confident right now. Okay, so we'll see if Railgun can keep us cool or if Aiden has what it takes to take this down. And yep, there's the cannon on the way. He's going to at least force a cancel here by Railgun. Railgun cannot allow this to finish unless he manages to get a lot of lings here, which he's not really doing. He's going Roach Warren instead of going a ton of lings. He is getting speed for those lings, though. Mind you, run, good job. Getting out of there, seeing the cannon, getting out. This is a probe trying to assist. And actually, you know what? This hatchery might finish no problem. I thought the cannon would build a little bit more quickly than it did. And yes, it is going to get some shots off before it can finish, but it won't be able to kill it before it finishes. And I think that's what's important here. A queen and a couple lings trying to knock down the assimilator on that section. This is still alive. And this is still killing any lings and drones that try to get outside of the main base. And there's the cancel. Okay, so Railgun did cancel that second hatch. And now officially, Aiden's on 2 bases. Railgun needs to find a way to change this up real fast. It's 20 to 19 harvesters. Railgun has a slim worker lead there. Good inject by the queen. APM through this early game. 156 for Railgun and only 95 for Aiden. So surprisingly enough, and there goes the extractor. There was a probe planning on putting an assimilator back there, but those plans were shot to pieces almost immediately. Roach is trying to find an angle at which they can hit this pylon without the cannon hitting them. I don't know if they could do it. Nope, they're just going to go straight for the cannon instead, not worrying about getting the pylon at all. Good micro, moving the wounded Roach back. Didn't lose a single unit there. Well played indeed. The pylon will fall. More and more resources will be added to this resources loss tab. 387 to 206. And there's finally Railgun gets his natural. He tried it here, didn't work. Tried it here, didn't work. Tried it here, did work. And now Aiden, again on 2 bases, does have a cannon here, but there are some Roaches that could very well start marching across the map at any minute here. Corrosive Bile being used to get rid of cannons at the bottom of the ramp. All right. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So Railgun trying to make this thing work with a Ravagers. Creep spread here as well. Some more creep tumors being laid down by Queens. Excellent decision by the Zerg player. Protoss player, on the other hand, does have a Mothership core dancing around. Some Photon Overcharge available off of that core. Pylon popping up. Just to, I mean, I don't know why. I guess maybe killing this pylon would depower everything here. Wanted to avoid that situation. And then, yes, finally the cannon's gone. The pylon is gone, and a 3rd base now on the way for Railgun at the 4-minute and 50-second mark, which seems a little bit late, but again, there's some crazy harass in the early game here. Aiden, I don't think, did as much damage as he wanted to do. with it. One worker killed by Aiden. That was nice. Did kill 4 units. I'm going to assume those were Lings or the some such. Yes, this cannon with 3 kills there. I think those were the Zerglings that tried to come in. Roaches do manage to clear out yet another pylon. There's still a probe back here, though. I would not risk trying to get another cannon down here. There are a lot of roaches up, and if that thing gets spotted, as I imagine it would... Oh, man, he's doing it. He's doing it! Aiden is committing, you guys. Committing to this pylon strategy. In the meantime, going Stargate back home, which is absolutely brilliant. The roaches, you could see this, right? No, we can't. Man, I forget how small this field of vision is for hatcheries that are under construction. That's amazing. I cannot believe you can't see that. Cannon on the way now. I'm not sure if this one's going to finish before the hatch completes. The queen could scout this out. He still can't see this thing, can he? Man, Aiden's done this before. He knows what's up. And there it is. Oh, the creep spread actually scouting this first. Railgan says, what is happening? How is this? How are there cannons behind my third base? And he lets it finish. He lets the hatch finish. He gets up a spore crawler. Because again, he did scout the Stargate here, which is making a Void Ray and coming right for it now. Can't decide what to attack. Mothership is here with Photon Overcharge. Oh, I didn't even notice the Mothership had flown all the way down here. This is a huge problem for Railgan. That Spore Crawler is going to get taken down. Cannons doing what they can. Photon Overcharge ripping roaches apart. One cannon does get taken out. So one cannon does fall down there for the Aiden. But still, 2 cannons, a Mothership core with enough for a Photon Overcharge in about 2 seconds. Ready, set, go. And there it is. I'm actually trying to focus down this hatchery, not worrying about anything else, and they're going to get it. The hatchery does end up falling there. This is a lot of dead pylons, a lot of dead cannons, a lot of dead probe. Okay, 1 dead probe. But losing that hatch, a big stinking deal. 3rd Nexus on the way for Aiden. This is so much harassment. So much. Resources lost 1,700 to 1,400, so Aiden has lost more at this point, but... Income tab 43 to 39 total harvesters, 3 bases, 2-2. Railgun is trying to get his 3rd up and running at this point, but it's just not working out super well. 2 cannons, well placed, a sentry here for defense 2. There is a Void Ray. I don't know where it is. Oh, 2 Void Rays actually. Oh, these Zerglings are in so much trouble. Yeah, there's nowhere to go. This is well laid out. Any Lings that try to get up this ramp have to go all the way around, and it gives plenty of time for that sentry to figure out a force field should go up. Like a force cannon? That's not the right word at all. Mothership Core does head home, has 1 single kill to her name. Actually, is Mothership Core just a straight robot? Based on that 3D portrait, I think she is just a robot. All right. Taking a deep breath. Both players just kind of hanging out on their sides of the map right now. Spire on the way for a Railgun, getting +1 ground carapace and +1 melee attack. And yeah, I mean, I have to assume he's probably planning on making these Lings very efficient here in the what is basically the early game, as that 3rd base has still not been completed yet. And Aiden invested so many resources in trying to kill Railgun with cannons. I mean, these Void Rays just now popped out at the 8-minute mark, which is so late for Legacy of the Void, but when so much has been going on in the early game, it makes a lot of sense. Hallucinated Phoenix coming in. Aiden doesn't have the best APM, but man, interesting and good decision-making here. There's a single Spore Crawler and a Queen. Oh my gosh, there it is. Prismatic Alignment doing extra damage to this lair. If Aiden can get it, that might be it for Railgun. I don't know what else he can do here. He's trying to kill the Void Rays. He has 2 Queens. He's going to have 3. Can the 2 remaining Void Rays do this thing before the Queens take them down? The Queens are focusing that one. Maybe not the correct choice, and Prismatic Alignment wears off, but the lair falls. 1 Void Ray dies. That is probably a fair trade. Yeah, look at that. 2,100 to 2,100. Railgun has caught up there. That kills his tech path. He had a lair. He doesn't have one anymore. Yes, he has a Mutalisk, or a Spire rather, a Mutalisk den. 4th base on the way, but if he wants to go for an infestation pit or a hive or anything, he is on the back foot so hard right now. Carriers coming out next from Aiden. What is going on? A carrier follow-up. He's going Sky Toss after a cannon follow-up here. Again, Aiden is GM level, so he's not an idiot. He's done this before and probably won with it. Couple very quick devs from Zealots there. Corruptors out here for Railgun. That'll do very well against the carriers, which actually I think, yep, Aiden canceled those. He saw the Corruptors and said, yeah, we're going to go Void Ray. Void Rays do better against Corruptors here. Mothership Core available to throw down a Photon Overcharge. Going to chase Railgun away very nicely. This cannon does have 4 kills, getting rid of all of these Lings. Look at those Lings corpses. Ling corpses. Railgun decides to back on out. Backs up. Back up the train. 57 and 57 total workers. 4th base up and running. Replacement hatch not quite there yet. Void Rays are Overlord hunting. They're going to find one there. That might actually supply block Railgun. That is, oh, it does. It supply blocks Railgun, but he does have a hatch popping, which does supply some control. And yes, it puts him back at 117 out of 120. So a Ling Roach Corruptor composition from Railgun and a Tempest Void Ray Zealot. Yep, Zealot comp for Aiden. He's going to definitely use those Zealots to try to take down these Lings. It's a lot of Lings, though, with +1/+1, mind you. Mind you, the Corruptors did manage to take down one of these Tempest. I'm not sure the Tempests are going to be the greatest choice here either, but Void Rays against things that can't shoot up. Pretty excellent, I would have to say. So here it is. Void Rays saving that prismatic alignment right here. Extra damage versus armored, +6 damage versus armored. Going to save that for the Corruptors if they decide to engage. But no, Railgun backs on out. I would not be surprised if he took a 5th base at this point at the 10-minute mark. Double Extractor coming out too. He needs this gas. And Aiden moves back into carrier production. So maybe he's not as worried about those Corruptors as I thought. Maybe he figures that Railgun's going to switch out of Corruptor production once he saw those Void Rays, but no. 3 on the way, getting +1 Flyer Carapace too. Railgun knows how to do this thing. Corruptors are very good with +1 Carapace and +2 and +3, but especially +1 is a good start. Graviton Catapult on the way, which allows the carriers to throw out their interceptors at a quicker rate than they normally would, which is very useful because any time they spend inside the carrier is basically wasted time. Zealots in here. How are they doing? No upgrades on these things. I'm not sure how they're going to do about this thing. More Zealots come in, though. Basically 100% health, these Zealots, and that's enough to chase Railgun away there. But he did kill a couple Zealots there. 3,600 to 3,500 loss. Very even to this point. Lings running around. Creep spread continuing for Railgun. He is working on that Infestation Pit. He's getting another Spire. He didn't lose his first one. No, just another one right here, which means Broodlords. I think Broodlords. Oh, and yeah, the +1, here it is. The +2/+2 for the melee and the Carapace also helps with Broodlings. So it makes sense that Railgun is trying to go for Broodlords at this point. It does not surprise me in the tiniest bit. Ling's trying to do a run by, but man, Aiden sees that coming. Shuts it down hardcore. I think the Observer scattered it just by accident on the way out there. And actually 5th base up here for Railgun, not choosing to take this one at all. 4th base well and established here for Aiden. 86 to 57 Harvesters, but Railgun has been absolutely macroing to his heart's content, getting his hive. His hive is already on the way after losing his lair what seemed like 2 minutes ago. So way to zoom back up in there, get that hive tech coming out so he can go for that greater spire. We'll see if that works out or not. There are already Tempests, which makes me worry for Broodlords. All right, so here it is, carriers, and yeah, all these roaches are gone. I think Railgun might just be trying to clean up supply or clear out supply and take some workers with him. 7 workers killed by Railgun, 1 by Aiden to this point. And continuing to run around back and forth here is Railgun, making sure no bases are taken here, no sneaky bases down here either. Though I'm not sure he's actually scouted down here. It seems like he should, especially considering the Lings are so darn fast. Can they get in? Can they get the run by carriers, killing quite a few of them? Cannon too. Yeah, I mean, there's nowhere to go here. They might... Nope, them are just dead Lings. I guess they were scouting. So they saw some cannons, a bunch of gateways, a forge. I mean, nothing really to worry about there. Upgrades, do we have +2? We have +2. 7 damage times 2 on each of these interceptors. That adds up. It really adds up. Carriers are good. It's just they're a little bit flimsy. They're kind of glass cannons. Anything that hits them directly, like Marines, Hydras, Corruptors, would really take them down quickly. So I almost feel like it'd be better to get Protoss plating for the sky instead here. Archon's trying to morph on in, and yeah. The Lings almost tried to deny it, thought about it, then thought better of it. A little bit of an attempt of a Zealot run by here, which is harder because Zealots are slower, get completely surrounded by all these Lings. The Zealots have not been super effective throughout this game. Trying to make it work. Aiden is trying to dump his minerals into Zealots. His gas is being spent very quickly on all of these very gas-heavy units like Archons, Carriers, Tempests, and Void Ray. And Mothership on the way. We've seen a lot of Mothership on the channel recently, haven't we? That's a lot of Mothership. A Viper coming out for Railgun. Love that play. +2 flyer attack, +3 melee attack. All this stuff. Storm for Aiden, because why not? Might as well get Storm against Zerg. Always pretty good in my estimation. So a Zealot, Archon, Carrier, Void Ray, Tempest composition. I'm not sure that Aiden can expect Broodlords is the problem. And I'm not entirely sure Railgun's going for it, to be honest. I mean, he's actually using these spires to get upgrades instead. Lings, once again, getting rebuffed by these Archons with +1 attack now, so the Zealots are +1. I'd like to see some armor upgrades for them, maybe just a little bit more survivability against these +2/+2, soon to be +3/+3 Lings, although +3 ground carapace is not quite on the way yet. Ultralisk Cavern. Okay, so Aiden, wow, Aiden does not have to worry about Broodlords. It's going to be Ultras in this situation. Ultra against Sky Toss does not seem particularly amazing, although Aiden does not have Immortals. Immortals are kind of the preferred choice for Protoss to deal with those Ultras. We're going to have to see how this works out for both of our players. They're both essentially maxed out. 184 supply for Aiden, getting 3 Void Rays right now. As soon as those poppies should be basically maxed. And there it is, maxed out with a good old Warpin of Zealots there too. +2 ground weapons coming up for the Protoss player. Both players maxed out. That's a lot of Corruptor. I don't know how well this Sky Toss game or Sky Toss strat is going to work against this many Corruptors. 34 Corruptors with +2 attack and +2 carapace. Holy shamoly. Chitinous plating on the way to. Poor Observer. Boop. Get spotted by the Overseer, and the Corruptors take it down. Zealots sneaking around here, trying to get rid of them creep tumors. Might as well, with the assistance of this Observer here. They're like, hey man, Zerglings, we're in wrong neighborhood. That's unfortunately true. Wrong neighborhood. They were just trying to kill some creep tumors. The Zerglings took exception to that and decided to murder them. There is a single queen here. I think 3 Zealots can take her down, even if she does have +2 ground carapace. The Zealots trying to go after this queen. Good micro, though. The queen running away should be able to save it. Yes, indeed does manage to save it here, considering the Lings are here and ready to rock. Another Zealot run by. Aiden says, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Getting +1 air armor, getting +3 ground weapons. Aiden, I think, is just stalling at this point. Did scout the Ultras, too. So that was a good move by Aiden. Now knows that he's dealing with Ultras, getting 3 carriers. 3 more carriers. This is a lot of carrier, a lot of Archon and Void Ray. Archons and Void Rays are both very good against Corruptors. It just will make a difference here if Aiden can manage to target fire or not. So here it is, pushing in is Railgan. Good splits on his units. Feedbacks on the Vipers, though. The Vipers die almost immediately. Corruptors are not focusing. Now they are focusing, and there's the recall. Gets out of there. Parasitic Bomb is left behind. What a great play, but unfortunately this base is now at the mercy of 2 Ultras, which, again, don't have a whole lot of DPS, but they can make stuff happen, is what I'm seeing here. Oh, Caustic Spray being used. Caustic Spray does take down the Nexus very, very quickly. Void Rays using Prismatic Alignment. Those Corruptors are dying pretty darn fast. That's why they're running for their lives. Corruptors too. Ultras are dying to the carriers. Void Rays taking them down. Speed here, 4.13. Void Ray, 3.15. So they can actually outrun these units, even off creep, and so much faster on creep. That's going to be over 5 at that point. Okay, so sniping down that base, a big deal for Aiden. In a bad way, I suppose. Railgan in a good way, and he's going to be more and more Overseers here. Replacement Vipers. The Vipers did get a couple Parasitic Bombs off, but man, those feedbacks were absolutely brutal for Aiden. Once again, Aiden knows what they're doing. APM is not creeping anywhere north of 100, but man, some good choices, some good micro when it matters, and Railgun's up around 219 at this point. Sneaking around again, these Zealots are up to no good. +3 attack on them. And, I mean, send some down here, send some up there, right? I mean, all right, so going right after the Extractor, I would maybe kill some drones, but I guess there's time for that later. These drones are all going to die. Big attack on up here. Void Rays, again, focusing down the Corruptors. Overseers dying there, too. Parasitic Bombs being used and left behind. As last time, that recall, I did not realize that recall allows you to leave behind Parasitic Bombs. But it makes sense. You're sending your army back, not the debuffs that are around them. So a way to keep those units alive. More and more drones are dying. I'm just not sure that Railgun actually cares at this point. He has a lot of money in the bank. 4,000 minerals to be exact. Can they actually? Nope. I thought they could take an Ultra with them, but these guys are fully upgraded with 8 armor on their faces and +3 attack on those Kaiser Blades. Observer checking things out. Creep spread again, starting to threaten up towards this base. This Nexus just now started for Aiden. He's protecting it with his entire base. Dark Templar are now on the map for Aiden. He has 4 of them. He's going to try to sneak on out and see what damage he can do. Killing this base might be a huge deal. It's just Aiden hasn't really shown the ability to stand in and deal with this thing. Maybe a tech switch into something that Corruptors can't deal with would be a little bit better. I almost feel like an Archon Zealot, like a straight up massive Archon Zealot army would do better here, just because the Corruptors would be completely out of work. Also, the Archons can shoot up, so that's good. DT is making quick work with that +3 attack. Quick work of the Hatch. The Hatch dies immediately. Everyone shows up to kill them, but they're just a second too late. Just a second too late there. Another DT trying to run, but the Overseers are here. And, oh, he left it. He left it. DT here, too. DT, oh, that's a Zealot, rather. Not enough DPS on a Zealot, unfortunately, to kill this hatch. At least not in the time it will take for it to live. Or to die, rather. This DT definitely does, though. Wings and up, and Overseer here can he... Nope, can't do it. Can't get the hatch. Zealot here ends up dead, too. Another expansion for a Railgun. And Aiden, 170... Woo, just kidding. 188 to 191 total supply. A bunch of DTs getting warped in. That's exactly what Aiden is trying to do here. Some counterattacks with DTs, allowing his economy to get up to the point where he can support as much as he has. Trying to get as many 3 workers in each of these gases. Kind of messed up a little bit too there. And 4 there. Here it comes. And Archons, oh boy. Templar do not get punished for that one. Big old storm. Feedback on the Vipers. They're dying. Corruptors not really focusing anything down here. A storm on Corruptors too. Corruptor ball looking very, very big. Everything on the ground completely dead here, though. The Archons trying to do what they can, but the Ultras, there are just too many of them. Corruptors focusing down the carriers one by one. Tempest trying to make this thing work, too. All the Corruptors are gone. What? All the Corruptors are gone. It's 130 to 114 total supply. 13 more Corruptors on the way for Railgun. He did have the bank for that. He's very low on gas to this point. Aiden starting to float a little bit. Just kidding. He was floating it until he made 4 carriers at the same time. Aiden pushing in. Can Skytoss win this game today at this GM level? I do not know. This base might absolutely die here. Over here, too, we have a DT going to town. Does take out the spine. And everybody distracted by the battle over on this side. The Tempest just going to town from distance. Nothing really bothering them at all. Mothership cloaking everything. If he could focus down the Overseers, he'd be fine. But no, he doesn't get the recall. He doesn't get the recall. No, forced to stand and fight. Is there enough Void Ray DPS here to clear these things out? It looks like there very well could be. And there is, and that's the GG. GG from Railgan. Railgan is defeated, and Aiden is victorious. Holy shamoly, what an absolutely impressive display by Aiden. I think Railgan had the right idea. Corruptors were good, but that was so many dead Corruptors. 38,000 resources lost by a Railgun compared to 24 for Aiden. 14 kills, 8 kills, 13 kills, 10 kills there. The Archon's gone, but all that's left is this handful of carriers. However, this base been completely ravaged. This base gone too. This base not doing much of anything for Railgun. He had 37 workers to 62 left. This was fully up and functional for Aiden. Yes, he had this oversaturated and this undersaturated, but it didn't really matter. He took the win, man. Upgrades turning out pretty good. +3, +2 there on all of his Skytoss stuff. The Void Rays, 12 kills, 10 kills, 16 kills. This one's a master. And again, I just feel like the Void Rays are the MVPs of this match. Getting rid of those Corruptors, really halting Railgun's attempted counterattack with Lings and Roaches earlier on in the game. Taking out Overlords, just wow. We haven't seen Void Rays used this well in a long time. So well done by Aiden. Protoss gets the win today. You Protoss fans should be very happy about that. And that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.